Mic test 1, 2, 3. Mic test 1, 2, 3. Keep going. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Good evening and welcome to a night of baseball here at Louisville Slugger Field, downtown Louisville, Kentucky. It's the Bluegrass World Series, first year edition, getting set for the Jasper Reds and the Louisville Stars. I'm Jevin Redmond. Glad you could join us on our YouTube stream. We'll have all the Louisville Stars broadcast throughout the week. They'll be playing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then also on a Saturday, either in the consolation game or the championship contest. Let's go ahead and take a look at tonight's starting lineups. We'll first start with the Jasper Reds. Leading off and playing center field, number 19, Devin Franz. Batting second, the shortstop, number 2, Josh Weidenbender. Hitting third at third base is number 21, Caleb Etter. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 6, Garrett Camp. Lane Kirkland bats fifth. He'll play second base. And it's Lawan Rollins hitting sixth. He's in right field. Brandon Jackson bats seventh. He's a DH. Then it's Noah Lubehusen, the left fielder, batting eighth. And the catcher is Adam Hedinger. Starting for the Jasper Reds, number 10, Bo Daves, warming up down the right field line. He is a right-handed pitcher. For the Louisville Stars, they line up this way here in Game 1 of the Bluegrass World Series. Leading off and playing left field is number 18, Johnny Damon. Batting second in right field, number 7, J.D. Drew. Hitting third in center field, number 28, Jason Worth. Nick Swisher bats fourth. He's the DH. He'll wear the number 33. At first base, batting fifth is number 25, Adam LaRoche. Kelly Johnson bats sixth. He's at second base. Then it's Chris Burke at shortstop, batting seventh. Mark Tian hits eighth. He's at third base. And then it's Corky Miller batting ninth. He's the catcher. Starting pitcher is right-hander, number 21, Jason Markey. Markey pitched 15 seasons in the major leagues for 9 different teams. Ended up posting just slightly over a 500 record. He was 124 and 118 in his career with a 4.61 ERA. And he gets the nod here in Game 1 of the Bluegrass World Series for the Louisville Stars. Again, behind the right-hander, Jason Markey. Johnny Damon, J.D. Drew, Jason Worth. Nick Swisher, Adam LaRoche, Kelly Johnson, Chris Burke, Mark Tian, and Corky Miller. Crowd has continued to grow throughout the night. Had Game 1 of Bluegrass World Series. Just wrapped up a little over half an hour ago. And now getting set for the Jasper Reds and Louisville Stars. Again, here with you all week long for the Louisville Stars games. They'll be back in action again on Wednesday, playing at 7 Eastern. And again on Friday at 7 Eastern. On Saturday is the consolation game and championship game. There will also be games here at Louisville Slugger Field and also the University of Louisville on Tuesday and Thursday, but those games will not have the Stars participating in the contest. Right now, the umpires as well as the managers for both sides out of home plate exchanging their lineup cards in a few words before we get set. It is a gorgeous evening in downtown Louisville. Temperature sitting right around 80 degrees, overcast. There is some scattered showers in the area, but they have stayed away from downtown Louisville so far, and knock on wood, hopefully that is the case for tonight's contest. Right on cue, game time temperature is 76 degrees, partly cloudy skies, and waiting for the Stars to take the field, as their roster features a combined 62 Major League All-Star appearances, 20 World Series championships, and also 2 members of the National Baseball Hall of Fame. And they will display their team on the field. We're slated for a 7 o'clock start, approaching that here rather quickly. Well, looks like we'll get started pretty well on time once Jason Markey and the rest of his troops are ready to roll. If you're wondering whether or not to come on out throughout the week, we encourage you to do so. A lot of great promotions tonight. It is Sponsor Appreciation Night and also $3 margaritas. Tomorrow it's $2 beer happy hour and USA Cares Military Appreciation Night. Wednesday is a big one, the Chipper Jones Hall of Fame game. Special edition, Chipper Jones posted the first 2,000 fans that walk through the turnstiles here at Louisville Slugger Field. Then on Thursday, it is Friday night for $1 hot dog, soda, popcorn, and chips. August 3rd, they will salute Johnny Bench, and on August 4th, which is Saturday, that is a championship game. We'll keep it here for the national anthem before tonight's contest with the Reds and the Stars.
Doc's last appearance
There was tonight's national anthem here at Louisville Slugger Field, downtown Louisville, Kentucky. I'm Jevin Redmond here on the Bluegrass World Series YouTube stream. Glad you could join me for tonight's action. It's the Jasper Reds and the Louisville Stars. You notice on your screen that players for the Stars wearing their Major League uniform for team of choice, and tonight's starter Jason Marquis going with the Colorado Rockies uniform, wearing the number 21. Marquis pitching 15 seasons in the major leagues for 9 different teams. He posted a 124 and 118 record with a 4.61 ERA. Marquis was drafted in the first round back in 1996. The right-hander originally signed a letter of intent to play for the University of Miami, which offered him a scholarship. But he elected to go to the major leagues, and it's turned out quite well for Marquis. I mentioned he pitched for 9 different teams, had a somewhat long stay with the Cardinals and the Braves. Started his career with Atlanta in 2000, was there until 03, then went to St. Louis from 04 through 06, then really hopped around after that. Cubs, Rockies, Nationals, Diamondbacks, Twins, Padres, and Reds. Did compile one All-Star season. That was in 2009. Longtime Louisville bat catcher Corky Miller behind the plate tonight. He will hit 9th. He had a nice ovation from the fans here at Louisville Slugger Field. But a lot of games in the Louisville bat uniform, and he gets a nod here tonight. Devin Franz, a center fielder, lead things off. He's a left-handed slugger, and the first pitch is headed home at 7:04 Eastern, and it's right down central strike. The count is 0-1. Marquis winds and fires. The 0-1 pitch is grounded right side. First baseman Adam LaRoche fields. Underhands the pitcher Marquis, covering the first base bag. 3-1. That's how this one gets underway. So Franz is retired and brings in Josh Weidenbender. Marquis winds and he fires. Over but low, ball 1. Reds team wearing the gray uniforms. Red lettering outlined in white. Swing and a miss from Weidenbender. And the count's even. 1 ball, 1 strike. They were going through the ovations. Looked like Jasper Reds had a handful of fans or parents making the trip. Short drive from Jasper. About an hour, and they were sitting down the first base line behind their team dugout. 1-2 on Weidenbender. The Red shortstop hitting in the second slot. Jason Marquis rocks and he fires. Tap foul, first base side. The Stars line up like this defensively. They have Johnny Damon in left, Jason Worth in center, G.D. Drew in right. Mark Tien at third. Chris Burke is a shortstop. Kelly Johnson at second. Adam LaRoche at first. And Corky Miller behind the plate. 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called inside corner. And Weidenbender gets the ring up for a strikeout for Marquis. 2 up and 2 down here in the first. The 2-out batter will be Caleb Eder. Eder, a big right-handed slugger as he digs in from the right side. Marquis pitches. Just a bit low, ball 1. Marquis, 39 years of age. He's from New York. Swing and a miss. Counts even, a ball and a strike. He made his last major league appearance on May 25th with the Cincinnati Reds. In his career spanning 15 seasons, debuted with the Braves back in June of 2000. The 1-1 pitch off the end of the bat, out toward left. Johnny Damon coming on. He slides, and did he come up with it? He did. Johnny Damon with a sliding catch in left field. Supporting the Yankees uniform tonight, gets a nice ovation from the crowd here at Louisville Slugger Field. The Reds go down in order in the top half of the first inning. You're watching the Bluegrass World Series on our YouTube stream from Louisville, Kentucky. Jasper Reds failed to score in the top of the first inning against Jason Marquis, and now the Louisville Stars come to the plate for the first time this evening. Again, their lineup reads like this: Johnny Damon, J.D. Drew, Jason Worth, and it's Nick Swisher, Adam LaRoche, Kelly Johnson, Chris Burke, Mark Tien, and Corky Miller. Johnny Damon will lead things off, wearing the Yankees pinstripes. Had a nice sliding catch out in left field in the top of the first inning. Shoestring grab. And the first pitch to him is yanked down the right field line, foul. Up there aggressive on that first pitch from Bo Davies, and the count is 0-1. Damon played 18 years in the major leagues. He won a title in 2004 with the Boston Red Sox. He takes a pitch inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. And then also won another World Series in 2009 with the Yankees. The 1-1. Damon takes away 2-1. Damon on that Red Sox team that broke the curse in Game 4 of that World Series back in 2004. Hit a leadoff home run against tonight's starter for the Stars, Jason Marquis, headed out in the right field bullpen. Strike called outside corner, 2-2. Damon ended up playing 2,490 games. Ground ball foul, first base side toward the Reds dugout. 70-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch from Bo Davies. Damon grounds one foul again. Davies pitched at Pike Central High School in Indiana, playing collegiately at Indiana University Southeast. You have to wonder what his thoughts are getting to face this lineup tonight here at Louisville Slugger Field. Damon takes away, and the count is full, 3-2. J.D. Drew on deck, and then Jason Worth, the 3-2 up for the Stars here in the bottom half of the first inning. They play Damon deep pretty well straight away, and the payoff pitch. Damon lifts one left side. Third baseman Eater makes the grab. Damon is retired, 1 away. With that in stands J.D. Drew. So back-to-back lefties for Davies, as Drew ended up playing 14 years in the major leagues. World Series champion back in 2007, also with the Red Sox. The pitch misses away, ball 1. Wearing that sharp red Red Sox jersey tonight. Was there from 2007 to 2011. Off speed, up and away, 2 balls and no strikes. It's a career .278 batter in the big leagues over 14 years. 2-0 pitch, fouled back to the screen, had a good rip. And the count is 2-1. Night number 1 of the Bluegrass World Series. Stars will play again on Wednesday, and that'll be the Chipper Jones Hall of Fame game. Special edition Chipper Jones poster for the first 2,000. Chipper Jones has been a busy man the last few days and will get even busier. His wife expecting twins anytime soon. Also just inducted into the Hall of Fame this past weekend. Broken back ground ball past the pitcher, rolling softly to the second baseman, and J.D. Drew is out by a step and a half, as it's Lane Kirkland, the second baseman, who retires Drew. 2 up and 2 down. With that, it'll bring in Jason Worth. Worth wearing the Nationals uniform. Wrapped up his career with Washington back in 2017. He went to Washington in 2011. Had a great career that spanned over 15 years and 4 different teams. Started with the Blue Jays back in 2002. He watches this one float by at 69 miles per hour. 1 ball, no strikes. Worth takes away, 2-0. Worth was a World Series champion back in 2008 with Philadelphia. Was there from 07 to 10, then went to the Nationals where he wrapped up his career. He takes over but low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Worth takes away. Now he called it a strike on the corner, 2-2. Worth didn't like the calls. He spins away out of the right-handed batter's box. Worth was drafted as a catcher. And then when he broke into the major leagues with Toronto in 2002, that was when Toronto switched him from a catcher to the outfield. He shoots one out toward right center field. And it's Luan Rollins, a speedy right fielder, gliding and making the catch in right center field. So the Stars go down in order, 1-2-3. We're through one inning, no score. This is the Bluegrass World Series from Louisville, Kentucky. As we had the top of the second inning, no score between the Reds and the Stars. Both teams went down in order in their first trip to the plate. Garrett Camp leads things off. He's the first baseman for Jasper. He takes low and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, I've been talking a little bit about all the promotions here at the ballpark, and if you're interested in coming out, provide some details here in just a second. The 1-0 misses downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Individual game tickets, anywhere from $10 to $25. You get the full tournament package for all 11 games, which after tonight, that will decrease, but starting at $59. Then children ages 12 and younger, military personnel and senior citizens will receive a $2 off per ticket discount when purchasing at the box office window and showing proper ID. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Counts even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You can call the Bats ticket office at 502-212-2287 to get your tickets. Marquis, 2-2 pitch is chopped right side. First baseman Fields bobbles, and Adam LaRoche can't make the play. Softly hit right side. LaRoche ranging to his right, and he's somewhat quick to get Garrett Camp, but couldn't make the play. So they'll bring in the second baseman, Lane Kirkland. Kirkland out of Boonville, Indiana. That's where he played his high school ball. Collegiately at Kentucky Wesleyan. He chops it again to the right side. Second baseman Kelly Johnson gloves. His only play is to first base. And Kirkland is out number 1. Moving into scoring position is Garrett Camp. So 1 out to bring in Luan Rollins. Touching some details about Jason Marquis, with him being drafted in the first round all the way back in 1996. He was a 35th selection overall. The right-hander originally signed a letter of intent to play for the University of Miami, which offered him a scholarship in the day of the 1996 draft. He was pitching in a high school playoff game, so his mother stayed home to wait for the phone call, then showed up at his game in the second inning. She relayed the message that he'd been drafted by the Braves. Marquis, of course, as expected, was thrilled, and his team went on to win the game and win the city championship. He then opted out of his letter of intent to the University of Miami and signed with the Braves on July 18th, 1996 for a reported $600,000. That translated into a 15-year major league career. No balls and 2 strikes here on Luwan Rollins. He puts the ball in play. It ricochets off Marquis' glove. Barehanded by the shortstop Burke, but not in time to get the speedy Luwan Rollins. Infield single for him, and now runners at the corners with only 1 out for a pair of infield singles.
Batting 7th, the designated hitter, number 17, Brandon Jackson.
And a chance for Brandon Jackson, the DH, to put the Reds on the board, give them an early lead. Jackson takes in the dirt, blocked by Corky Miller. He's ready back behind home plate, receives a chuckle from the crowd here at Louisville Slugger Field. They are very used to seeing Corky Miller behind home plate, all those years spent as a Louisville bat. The 1-0 pitch, ground ball left side. Burke gloves out at second. The turn, double play. 6-4-3 gets the Stars out of a second inning jam as Jason Marquis induces a ground ball double play. Stars to the plate, bottom half of the second, no score. This is the Bluegrass World Series from Louisville, Kentucky. Bottom 2, no score. Stars will have the 4, 5, and 6 hitters up against Bo Davies, Nick Swisher, Adam LaRoche, and Kelly Johnson. Rain starts to fall here at Louisville Slugger Field as the umbrellas pop out, especially here on the club level. And the first pitch to Swisher, the left-hander. He takes outside, ball 1. Swisher jam, pops it up foul, 1 ball, 1 strike. Swisher was selected by the Oakland Athletics, the first-round pick they received from the Boston Red Sox in 2002 as compensation for the signing of free agent Johnny Damon by the Red Sox. As Swisher grounds it through the hole into right field between first and second base. That is the first base knock for the Stars. Swisher ended up playing 12 years and hit .249 at the plate, slugged 245 home runs, and he was a World Series champion in 2009 with the New York Yankees. So the first base hit of the night for the Stars comes from Swisher. Now it's Adam LaRoche. Roach takes inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Left-hander takes on the corner, 1-1. That one at 82 miles an hour from Bo Davies. LaRoche supporting the Nationals uniform. He was there from 2011 through 2014 and finished up his career in 15 with the White Sox. Good pitch on the corner, floats in at the knees. 1-2. LaRoche's best season came in 2012, where he won a Gold Glove and also the Silver Slugger Award. He takes away 2-2. Hit .271 that year. drove in 100. That with the Nationals. Nick Swisher, the base runner at first base. The 2-2 is fouled back up and over the netting. Almost made it to club level. Kelly Johnson on deck. That's Burke, Tien, and Miller for the Stars. Check on the man at first, and Swisher is back in safely. One of the managers on staff for the Stars is Johnny Bench. Down the third base dugout. Pitch misses outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Hall of Famer Johnny Bench. He's a 2-time MVP during his playing career. Won the Gold Glove Award 10 different times. Also was a National League Rookie of the Year. Ball 4 outside. First 2 men have reached for the Stars here in the bottom half of the second. Single from Swisher, now a walk to Adam LaRoche.
Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 2, Kelly Johnson.
Now brings in Kelly Johnson. Quick meeting on the mound with Henninger and Davies, the battery for the Jasper Reds. Their outfield has Lubehusen in left, Franz in center, Rollins in right. It's Eder at third, Weidenbender at shortstop, Kirkland at second, and Garrett Camp at first base. Strike 1 to Kelly Johnson. Johnson swings and misses at a pitch, diving down and inside. He's behind the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Johnson takes up and away, 1-2. Johnson wrapped up his career in 2016 with the New York Mets. Ended up playing 11 years, 8 different teams. He was 1 game shy of 1,400. 251 hitter. Drove in over 500. He's trying to drive in a runner out at second base. He swings and drives one deep into right field. Rollins on the run near the corner, and he makes the catch in fair territory. Tagging from second is Swisher. He advances to third, and that is out number 1 here in the bottom half of the second. But a heck of a grab from Lawan Rollins in right field, who gets an ovation from the crowd and also an ovation from some of the Stars players standing on the top step of the third base dugout. That was not an easy play. Rollins able to haul it in right before colliding with the wall. So 1 away for Chris Burke, the shortstop. Burke takes right down the middle, 83. 0-1. Weidenbender at short and Kirkland at second, looking for a ground ball. Off speed, floats inside, 1-1. Reds had a chance to score in the top of the second, but Jason Marquis was able to induce a 6-4-3 double play. Rain continues to fall ever so lightly at the moment. Let up from what it was a couple minutes ago. Foul ball right side, 1-2. Burke grounds it to the second baseman Kirkland. Flips to second out. The turn at first. Not in time as Burke beats it out at first base. It's an RBI fielder's choice for 6, and it's 1-0 Stars here in the bottom half of the second inning. Swisher comes in to score from third base after his leadoff single. LaRoche was out number 2 at second base. Close play as we look in the replay. Pretty good turn up the middle, and I'd say that was the correct call as Burke was hustling up the first base line. The 2-out batter now is Mark Tien. Tian takes on the inside corner. Off speed at 72 miles per hour. Nothing in one. When Burke was batting, I was going to mention, now he's on first base. Finished up his career all the way back in 2009 with the Padres. Burke is remembered for hitting a series-ending walk-off home run in Game 4 of the 2005 NLDS when he was with the Astros. Played there from 04 to 07. In that year, they beat the Braves in NLDS, went on to beat the Cardinals in the NLCS, and then they were defeated in the World Series by the White Sox. There's a pop-up down the left field line, giving chase to third baseman Eater, and he runs out of room as the ball hops up about 10 rows deep. But Mark Tian behind the count, 0-2. Now the two-strike pitch, swing and a miss, elevated fastball. Tian chased it, and he is out number 3 in the inning. But the Stars score on an RBI fielder's choice off the bat of Chris Burke. Swisher crosses home plate, and the Stars lead it 1-0 after 2. You're watching the Bluegrass World Series from Louisville, Kentucky. One nothing is our score as the Stars lead the Reds, heading to the top half of inning number 3. 8-9 one-hitters due up for the Reds. Lubehusen, Henninger, and Franz, the 8-9-1 for Jasper. Jason Marquis' first pitch of the third is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Lubehusen left. He is from Jasper, Indiana, playing collegiately at Wabash College as he watches one zip on by for a strike. 1-1. The next from Marquis. Hit hard out towards center. On comes Jason Worth. And he'll have to play it on one hop as it's a leadoff single for Noah Lubehusen, the left fielder. That's the third hit for the Reds here in the contest. And here is Henninger, the catcher. Of course, heading into tonight's game, hearing that Marquis was a starter, you knew he would not hit at the plate, but he was known for swinging the bat a bit. It's time the National League. First pitch skips in there to Henninger, the catcher. 1 ball, no strikes. He was a career 196 hitter for a pitcher. Not too shabby with 5 home runs, but really swung it well when he was with St. Louis from 2004 to 2006. The 1-0 is low. 2 balls, no strikes. He hit 294 in 2004 with the Cardinals. Then he hit over 300 in 2005. Ended up hitting 310. The 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss. 2-1. Spent 1 year with the Reds in 2015. Of course, the Major League affiliate here in Louisville for the Louisville Bats, and that was where he ended his career. Here's a chopper up the middle. Shortstop Burke steps on the second base bag and slings it on to first for a double play. That takes care of the leadoff single here in the top of the third, as we rotate it back to the top of the order. Marquis' best year on the mound came in 2009 with Colorado. Wearing that Rockies uniform tonight. He was an all-star that season. First pitch to Franz. Leadoff hitting center fielder is a strike knee high. The year in 2009, Marquis won 15 games. Made 33 starts, was 15-13 with a 4.04 ERA. Bouncing ball foul, first base side, 0-2. He won 10 games or more from 2004 through 2009. And delivers a strike right on the inside corner as he froze Devin Franz. That's a quick inning for Jason Marquis. Gives up a leadoff single, but then gets a double play and strikes out Franz. Bottom half of the third, it's the Stars 1, Reds 0. This is the Bluegrass World Series, our YouTube stream from Louisville, Kentucky. Fan favorite Corky Miller will lead things off here in the bottom half of the third. So far, the loudest ovation of any of the Stars coming to the plate tonight. 9-1-2 up against Bo Davies, Corky Miller, Johnny Damon, and J.D. Drew. Jason Marquis worked so far 3 scoreless innings. A couple of right-handers loosening in the Stars bullpen down the left field line. That is Ben Sheets and Aaron Harang. So here's Corky Miller. First pitch to the right-hander is fouled right side, strike 1. Miller has his number 8 Louisville Bats jersey retired. Currently the Louisville franchise all-time leader in games played with 548. He takes away 1 ball, 1 strike. He played in a franchise record 10 seasons with the Bats, from 2001 to 2004, then again in 09 until 2014. Fouls this one off right side, 1-2 on Corky Miller. And of course, Miller saw some time up in the big leagues with the Reds. Also played for the Twins, Red Sox, Braves, and Chicago White Sox. 216 games played and was a 193 hitter. Off the end of the bat to the shortstop, Chris Burke. He gobbles up and fires a strike onto first. Weidenbender takes care of Corky Miller for out number 1. Back to the top of the order, and Johnny Damon. Damon, his first trip to the plate, he was jammed and kind of fizzles one out toward third base area where Caleb Eater made the grab. And the pitch to Damon. Upstairs, ball one. Johnny made a great grab out and left for the third out in the first inning, sliding feet first and making a shoestring grab. He lines it up the middle for a base hit. Johnny Damon's 1 for 2. And he's on base with 1 out here in the bottom of the third. There's a chance now for J.D. Drew to bat with a man on. He bounced out to second his first time up. First pitch to Drew, catches the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Rain still falling here at the stadium. You can barely see it out the broadcast booth, but the umbrellas are still up. And kind of expect that to go on probably the rest of the night for the most part. Some slow moving scattered showers, but really shouldn't be anything threatening this contest. No balls and 2 strikes on J.D. Drew. He was an all-star back in 2008. Ropes one foul, first base side. He was a tad early. An all-star season with Boston, mentioned, was in 2008, a year after winning a World Series title with Boston. They defeated the Colorado Rockies. They swept the Rockies in 07. This one's bounced in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes on J.D. Drew. Made his debut with the Cardinals in 1998. Then went on to the Braves, Dodgers, and Boston Red Sox. That all-star season in 2008 for Drew. Ended up batting .280, 19 home runs, and 64 runs batted in. Drove in 100 in his career once. That was in 2006 with the Dodgers. And a career high 27 home runs with the Cardinals in 2001. The 1-2 pitch fades away on a fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Drew takes strike 3, knee high outside corner. He kicks some dirt as he walks back to the third base dugout. That is the second out here in the inning. And for Bo Davies tonight, his second strikeout. So with 2 outs, it is Jason Worth. Jason Worth was known for the dramatics at times in the playoffs. Ended up hitting 15 career home runs during the postseason. Got some playoff reps with the Washington Nationals when he was there. The 1-0 pitch is outside, 2 balls and no strikes. You mentioned the Nationals and also the Phillies. Known for that beard and long hair that would jet out of his hat and helmet. The 2-0 pitch. Worth takes high, pickoff attempt at first, and back in safely is Johnny Damon, diving head first. Getting those pinstripes a bit dirty. One 0 Stars, bottom half the third. They have 2 hits. The Reds have 3 hits. The 3-0 pitch. Worth takes a strike on the outside corner. On deck man is Nick Swisher. Mentioned earlier that Ben Sheets and Aaron Harang were loosening in the bullpen. They have now headed back into the Stars third base dugout. Here's a 2-out single for Jason Worth as he hit that one on a line to dead straightaway center field. Damon takes a turn around second, and he'll hold put there. So a pair of singles now sets up Nick Swisher. And the rain starts to fall even a bit harder, and some fans have decided to head for cover. First and second, 2 outs here in the third. Davies pitches up and away, ball 1. Two balls and no strikes now on Swisher. LaRoche on deck. The Stars roster, as expected, an impressive resume. 62 All-Star appearances, 20 World Series championships, and 2 members of the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Two-one pitch is hit out toward right center field. On the move is Franz, the center fielder, and he makes the catch for out number 3 in the inning. The Stars get a couple of singles, one from Johnny Damon, one from Jason Worth. They strand 2, and we are through 3. It's the Stars 1, the Reds nothing. This is a Bluegrass World Series from Louisville, Kentucky. Top of the 4th inning, Jasper to the plate. They trail the Louisville Stars 1-0, each team with 3 hits apiece. The Stars have stranded 3, and the Reds have stranded just 1. The night is over for Jason Marquis. He goes 3 innings, allows 3 hits and no runs. First pitch is a strike here to Weidenbender, the Jasper second place hitting shortstop, from right-hander Aaron Harang. Harang's 1-strike pitch is looped over the leaping third baseman into left field for a base hit. Tian tried to go up and make the grab, but couldn't quite get it. Leadoff single here in the top of the 4th inning for Weidenbender. He's 1 for 2 after striking out back in the 1st. And now it's Caleb Eater, third place hitting third baseman. Marquis struck out 2 and did not walk a batter. Only trouble he got in was in the 2nd with runners at the corners, 1 out. Got a ground ball double play, and then also got a double play in the 3rd, erasing leadoff single. Harang, the big right-hander, 40 years of age. He's from San Diego, California. The 1-0 is a strike on the outside corner. 1-1. He made his major league debut in May of 2002 for the Oakland Athletics. His last appearance came October 3rd, 2015 with the Philadelphia Phillies. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Healthy rip from Eater, and the count's 1-2. Career record of 128 and 143 for Harang. ERA of 4.26. Compiled over 1,800 strikeouts. Runner goes. The 1-2 pitch is low. Corky Miller fires down to second, and sliding in safely is Weidenbender with a stolen base. Tough pitch to throw on for Corky Miller. Pitch was down in the zone, and throw was just a tad off line in front of the bag, and Weidenbender was able to slide in safely. Harang from the belt looks out towards second, and his 2-2 pitch popped up foul first base side. The longest stay with an organization by far for Harang was the Cincinnati Reds. He was there from 2003 until 2010. With the exception of the Athletics from 02 to 03, he made one-year stops everywhere else he went. Padres, Dodgers, Mariners, Mets, Braves, and Phillies. Harang pauses. Now he pitches on 2-2. Grounded foul third base side. And Harang put together some good years with Cincinnati. He was a 16-game winner in 2006. Also led the league in strikeouts that year with 216. 16 wins were the most in the National League in 06 for Harang. The 2-2 off-speed pitch floats in there. Strike three is called. That one looked like a balloon floating in there toward home. And Eder, his eyes were probably big, but just couldn't pull the trigger. One away. So Eder's 0 for 2 and brings in Garrett Camp, the first baseman. And Harang in 06 and 07, back-to-back 16-game winners. Camp, the first baseman, had an infield single leading off the second. He tapped one toward the first baseman, LaRoche, who couldn't quite make the play. And Camp was eventually left at third base. 1 ball, no strikes. Man at second base with 1 out here in the fourth. The Stars leading 1-0. Harang delivers in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Harang's career with Cincinnati didn't finish the way he would have liked record-wise, with 6-17 in 08, 6-14 in 09, and 6-7 in 10. That sent him to San Diego, LA, Seattle, New York, Atlanta. Then he wrapped up his career in Philadelphia, going 6-15 in his final season with the Phillies. He's very well respected for his time, especially in Cincinnati. Steps off the rubber, checking on Weidenbender. An aggressive lead out towards second. 2-1 on Garrett Camp. He's the fourth place hitting first baseman for the Reds. Garrett Camp playing collegiately at Vincennes University. Harang's 2-1. Zips inside. 3-1. Didn't miss by much. Corky Miller, the catcher, frames it for just a moment. Harang stands at 6'7" on that mound. Delivers upstairs, ball 4. It's a 1-out walk. And Garrett Camp is on for the second time here this evening with a single and a walk, and Lane Kirkland with an RBI opportunity. Harang tosses a strike at 88 miles per hour on the corner, 0-1. I was curious as to what these guys would be throwing speed-wise tonight. Harang wasn't necessarily a flamethrower back in the day. He could sit around the low 90s, but considering a lot of the pitchers throw today, he wouldn't be considered a flamethrower. And tonight he's still pumping in there 86 to 88. Marquis was sitting mid to upper 80s as well. Kirkland behind in the count, 0-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out on 3 straight pitches. That one up around the letters, and Kirkland is 0 for 2. That's the second strikeout of the inning for Harang. And it's Lawan Rollins. He showed off his speed at the plate back in the second. Also showed off his speed in right field. Making a nice catch toward the corner earlier in the ball game. That was in the third inning. His base hit clipped off Marquis' glove, rolled to short. Burke on the bare hand could not get Rollins at first. He swings and misses. 0-1. Reds have had a couple of chances here tonight. Another chance here. Strike two on the outside corner. Aaron Harang doing a nice job getting ahead of batters here in the fourth. Rollins really creeps up there in that right-handed batter's box. His front foot almost on the chalk at the front part of the box. The 0-2 is line foul down the first base line. Rattles around the third row of the seats. And a souvenir. Most of the crowd has moved to the overhang area down the lower level. Scattering of people have the ponchos and umbrellas out, still sitting the first few rows. Swing and a miss. Rollins strikes out on a high hard one from Harang. He strikes out 3 in the inning and strands 2 as we head to the bottom half of the fourth. Louisville Stars 1, Jasper Reds 0. This is the Bluegrass World Series from downtown Louisville, Kentucky. As we go to the bottom of half of the fourth inning, it's 1-0 for the Stars as they lead the Reds. And Adam LaRoche digs in, the first baseman. He takes up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. It'll be LaRoche, Johnson, and Burke. 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Stars. And here's a drive out toward deep right, hooking away from Rollins, and it bounces on a hop, top of the wall, and it hops over for a ground rule double. Would have been a double anyways. But LaRoche on base for the second time here tonight. Walk back in the second, now a double, leading off the fourth. That ball was stung out toward that corner, hopped up off the warning track and over the wall. And in stands a left-handed batter in Kelly Johnson. Johnson flew out to right in the second inning. Had an RBI opportunity with 2 on. And nobody out. Johnson's fly ball moved Swisher to third, and then Swisher came in to score the game's only run so far. An RBI ground out from Chris Burke, who's on deck at the moment. The 1-strike pitch is hooked foul. And the camera well first base side, 0-2. This right-hander Davies started the ball game for Jasper, and now they have some movement in their bullpen down the right field line. It's a right-hander up and throwing. Ground ball softly hit to the shortstop, Weidenbender. His only play is to first, and he takes care of Kelly Johnson as LaRoche maneuvers up to third base. He's there with 1 away. Chris Burke has the game's only RBI. Fielder's choice going 4-6. Close play at first base was almost an inning-ending double play, but he was able to leg it out. That allowed Swisher to come in and score. Foul ball down the right field line on the first pitch from Burke. For the Stars, Marquis went 3 innings tonight, allowed 3 hits, no runs. He struck out 2. Also induced 2 double play balls, one of which kept the game scoreless back in the second. Aaron Harang tossed a scoreless top of the 4th inning, allowed a single and a walk, but he struck out 3 batters. Davies works from the 1 with a runner at 3rd and 1 out. Inside, and it may have clipped Burke. Well, he was able to elude that delivery from Davies. He's heading the count 2-1. Nick Gobert starts to loosen in the Jasper bullpen. And the 2-1 to Burke is bounced to the right side. That'll get the job done as Kirkland gets a waist-high bounce. Lollipops one to first base, and Burke is out, but LaRoche scores, and it's 2-0 Stars here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Second RBI for Chris Burke. Both without a hit, but he'll take it. And stands Mark Tehan, the 8th place hitting third baseman. He struck out in the 2nd inning against Bo Davies. This might be the final inning of work for Davies, with Gobert starting to loosen down the right field line. Tehan takes in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Again, the Stars won't play again until Wednesday, but tomorrow there are a couple of games starting at 3:30 and then 7 o'clock. One ball, 1 strike now on Tehan. 3:30 tomorrow. It'll be West Chase Express against the DuBois County Bombers. Then at 7 o'clock, Hoptown Hoppers against Sterling Express. Stars will play again Wednesday at 7 o'clock, but promotion tomorrow is $2 beer happy hour from 5:30 to 8:30. Also, USA Cares Military Appreciation Night. The 1-1 floats away to Tehan. He's ahead in the count now, 2-1. With the bases empty, 2 away here in the 4th. The pitch. Good location on the fastball. Paints the outside corner, 2-2. Count full now on Tehan, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Most of the games played here at Louisville Slugger Field. There are a couple of games at U of L Patterson Field. Ground ball foul, first base side. One of those games is Friday morning. Another ground ball foul. So you have your regular games Monday through Friday, and then Saturday they'll play the consolation game, or the 3rd place, at 2:30. Championship game will be at 6 o'clock. 3-2 pitch. Outside, ball 4. Tehan draws a walk. He's on base for the first time tonight. And it gives a chance for Corky Miller to bat. Miller's first time up, he bounced out to the shortstop, Weidenbender. Miller takes outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Talked about his first debut with his number 8 Louisville Bats jersey being retired. Pitch misses outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Miller saw action in parts of 11 seasons in the big leagues, and he played in parts of 17 seasons in the minor leagues. Was a .248 hitter career-wise in the minors, just .193 in the majors. He swings and hits a long one out to deep left. Racing back is Lubahusen. He's at the track, he's at the wall, and it's a gunner. A 2-run home run for Corky Miller. Well, he was a fan favorite before tonight, and the fans sure love that from Corky Miller. The 42-year-old cranks one out toward left, and the Stars lead it 4-0 here in the fourth. Arctian scores from first base. That was a no-doubter. He geared up and whacked that baby out toward left. Take a look at the replay. It was an off-speed pitch right down the middle, and the pitcher, Bo Davies, knew it as soon as it left his hand. He gave a little bit of a smirk, spinning away from home plate. Now the coach for the Jasper Reds comes out, and he will take out Bo Davies from the ball game. He goes 3 2/3, gives up 4 runs on 5 hits. He gives way to the right-hander Nick Gobert, and we'll be right back. New pitcher on for the Jasper Reds is right-hander Nick Gobert. Gobert from Jasper, Indiana. Has finished up a season with the University of Southern Indiana. He takes over for Bo Davies, who goes 3 2/3, allows 5 hits, 4 runs, and 4 of them were earned. Gobert will face Johnny Damon, batting for the 3rd time tonight. And Gobert rocks and he fires. Fastball catches the outside corner, strike 1. Damon tonight, he's lined out to the third baseman Eater in the first, and he's also singled right back up the middle in the third. The 1-strike pitch backs Damon off the plate. 1-1. Gobert this year at the University of Southern Indiana pitched in 15 games. He made 4 starts, was 5-3 with a 4.37 ERA. Right-hander wheels and deals. This one tails away. 2-1 is the count. Gobert also played the field. Was a good slugger for the Screaming Eagles. Hit .357. 3 home runs, 55 runs batted in. Swing and a miss. Boy, he fooled Johnny Damon on that delivery. 2-2. Gobert pitched in 15 games and started in all 59 for USI, whether it be in the field or pitching. Here's a tapper up the first baseline. It rolls foul. Corky Miller with the highlight of the night so far. His 2-run home run chased Bo Davies from the game. Towering shot over the left field wall out toward that corner that kind of jets in left field. 375 feet away from home plate. 2-2 on Damon. Here's the pitch from Gobert. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Johnny Damon for out number 3 in the inning. But the Louisville Stars score 3 times. RBI from Chris Burke and a 2-run home run from Corky Miller. They're on top 4-0. Top of the 5th inning. Stars lead the Reds by a score of 4-0. Aaron Harang back out on the mound for his 2nd inning of work. Gave up a single and a walk in the 4th, but ended up striking out Eater, Kirkland, and Rollins for all 3 outs. Swing and a miss right by Brandon Jackson, the DH. No balls and a strike. Jackson, Lubehusen, and Hettinger, the 7, 8, 9 batters for the Reds. The 1-strike pitch. Strike 2 on the corner. Harang has been hitting his spots on the outer edge of the plate. He's also elevated a couple of pitches to get swings and misses. And the 0-2 delivery is popped up behind home plate. Corky Miller flips his mask, trots over near the netting, and the ball slams into the first row of the seats. May have scattered some food or a beverage. Ryan Matthews starts to loosen in the Stars pen. Again, Marquis went the first 3, and Harang pitched a scoreless 4th, now on for the 5th. The 2-strike delivery. It's fouled back up and over the netting. Look out. Just to our right up here in the club level at the top row of the seats, as Brandon Jackson stays alive. Here's a line drive deep down the left field line, hooking foul off the bat of Brandon Jackson. The 0-2 pitch, strike 3 caught on the outside corner. That's now 4 strikeouts for Aaron Harang. And he struck out the last 3 batters. Kirkland, Rollins, now Brandon Jackson. He's panted outside corner, nothing really Jackson could do. He's 0 for 2. And with 1 away, brings in Noah Lubehusen, the left fielder. First pitch, strike called. Lubehusen, his first time up, he singled up the middle. He has one of the 4 Jasper Reds hits. Swing and a miss. Nothing in 2. Well, some people may be listening in the concourse or throughout Louisville Slugger Field, curious how the Louisville Bats are doing. They begin a road trip tonight in Toledo. Mud Hens leading the Bats 4-0. Bottom half of the 4th. Toledo scored 3 runs in the 1st and 1 in the 2nd. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes is Lubehusen, and Aaron Harang is sitting him down like clockwork right now. It's now 4 straight strikeouts for the right-hander and 5 overall. And it'll bring in Adam Hettinger, the catcher, who bounced into a double play, going 6-3. Back in the third, Chris Burke took care of him up the middle of the infield. Here's the wind and the pitch from Harang. Strike called on the outside corner. Justin Nicolino got the start tonight for the Bats. Again, they're currently trailing Toledo 4-0, opening up a road trip tonight. The Bats playing some good baseball, though. Winners of 11 of their last 13. On a winning streak of 9 in a row. Just a few days ago, that was snapped. Harang looking for a 1-2-3 fifth. Tried to test that ladder again, but could not get Hettinger to pull the trigger. 1-2. This next pitch misses upstairs. 2-2 with Devin Franz, the leadoff hitting center fielder, hoping to get a chance to bat here in the top of the fifth. This one misses downstairs. Try to go after that corner again. The count is full, 3-2. Harang trying to strike out his 5th straight batter. And he gets it. Strike 3 is called. So Harang a 1-2-3 fifth. He fans aside, and all 6 outs he's recorded tonight have been via the strikeout. Halfway home, bottom half of the 5th we go. It's the Stars 4, Reds nothing. You're watching the Bluegrass World Series from downtown Louisville. Bottom of the 5th inning here from Louisville Slugger Field. 4-0 Stars. They lead the Reds. And the right-hander Nick Gobert delivers. First pitch grounded to second. Lane Kirkland is there to gobble up, and J.D. Drew is retired on the first pitch. He's 0 for 3, a pair of groundouts and a strikeout. And that's how the bottom of the 5th inning begins. So Nick Gobert has come on and retired the first 2 batters he's faced. Johnny Damon via the strikeout, and J.D. Drew on a grounder to second. Now it's Jason Worth, the 3rd place hitting center fielder. How about former Reds hurler Aaron Harang? 2 innings so far, scoreless baseball, and he has struck out 6. Riding a streak of 5 in a row. Gobert's first pitch to Jason Worth is right down central. A strike called knee high. Worth stands very deep in the box. And the pitch to him. Bounces in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Worth is 39 years of age. He was born in Springfield, Illinois. 6'5", 235-pounder. Waves that bat over the right shoulder as timeout is called. Worth hit 36 home runs in 2009. Here's the 1-1. Pitch misses away. 2 balls and a strike. He was oh so close to driving in 100 that year with the Phillies. Came just one shy. It was a career high 99 RBIs in 09. Really put together some good years for the Phillies and Nationals. The 2-1 zips by him upstairs. 3-1 is the count. He started in the American League with Toronto, was there for a couple years, then played the rest of his career in the National League with the Dodgers, Phillies, and Nationals. Swing and a miss. Gobert blew one by him. The count is full now, 3-2. 4-0 for the Louisville Stars or the Jasper Reds here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Corky Miller has homered tonight. A 2-run shot out toward left. Off-speed delivery from Gobert. Looked like a breaking ball and had Worth out in front, but he was able to spoil it off to the right side. Eli Noost is the new catcher for the Jasper Reds. Playing collegiately at Vincennes University, and he played his high school ball at Forest Park High School. Here's a high fly ball deep into left. Lubahusen is back at the track, right up against the wall. He leaps, and he makes the catch, robbing Worth of extra bases. Fine play by Noah Lubahusen in left field. Worth nearly got that one out of here for a home run, but just enough room for the Jasper left fielder to haul it in. And he gets a nice ovation from the crowd here at Louisville Slugger Field. Tell you what, we've seen some pretty good defense tonight. 2 great plays out and left. That one from Lubahusen, another one from Johnny Damon on the top of the 1st inning, making a sliding grab. Shoestring high. That was, I mentioned back in the 1st, as Gobert pitch bounced in front of home plate. He threw that about 55 feet. Also saw Rollins make a nice running grab in the right field corner. Middle infield has turned several double plays this evening. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Tap foul from Swisher, the DH. Evens the count 1-1. Swisher singled and scored in the 2nd, and he flew out to center in the 3rd. Swisher yanks one down the right field line, but it curls foul by 5 or 10 feet. Gobert heading the count 1-2. Swisher's from Columbus, Ohio, 37 years of age. Looking through his numbers, he hit 20 or more home runs in each year from 05 through 2013. That with the A's, White Sox, Yankees, and Indians. 1-2 pitches in the dirt. 2-2 now on Nick Swisher. Finished his career in Atlanta in 2015. And a career high 35 home runs with Oakland in 2006. Never did hit above 300, but he could certainly muscle the baseball as he does here, but it's well foul. And someone must have made a fine play on the concourse down the right field line. We were blocked out by the club level that jets out on the edge of the outfield grass, but judging by the crowd's reaction, something cool happened. It's either a fine play or it broke something. Hopefully it was a fine play. The 2-2 pitch to Swisher. Pops it up, had him out in front. It's on the infield. Several calling for it. Who wants it? It's the second baseman, Lane Kirkland, who puts it in his back pocket for out number 3. Nick Gobert has come on and retired all 4 batters he's faced. He works a 1-2-3 5th and through 5. It's the Stars 4 and the Reds nothing. You're watching the Bluegrass World Series here on the YouTube stream from downtown Louisville, Kentucky. Well, some changes defensively for the Louisville Stars as the game heads to the top of the 6th inning. 4-0 for the Stars. They scored a run in the 2nd and 3 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Jasper Reds will have the top of the order up against new right-handed pitcher in Ryan Matthews. First pitch from Matthews. Zips in there at 89 miles per hour. D-high for a strike, 0-1. Also in the outfield, Matt Diaz takes over in left for Johnny Damon and Rick Ankiel in right for J.D. Drew. Slashed foul and a fastball again off the bat of Franz, and he's behind the count, 0-2. He is 0 for 2. He grounded out to the first baseman LaRoche in the first, and he struck out looking in the third against Jason Marquis. Matthews, the third pitcher tonight for the Stars, and the 0-2 pitch fouled back to the screen. Matthews, 34 years of age, from Galt, California. Made his debut in 2011 for the Washington Nationals. Here's a 2-strike pitch. Jammed him. It goes off the glove of Matthews, rolling soft-footed Johnson at second. He throws on to first. And Franz is out number 1 as they got him by a half a step. 4-3 on the putout. Franz is 0 for 3, and it brings in Josh Weidenbender, the shortstop. But Matthews, his stats of the 2015 season, which was the last time he pitched in the MLB with the Cincinnati Reds, 9-11 with a 3.72 ERA. With the Nationals from 2011 through 2014. Went to the LA Angels in 2015 and then was sent to the Reds midseason. 1 ball, no strikes. Weidenbender singled to left his last time up. Pitch misses up and away, 2-0. Matthews 2-0 pitch right down the middle, 88. Looks like he has some zip to his fastball. 2-1. Final line on Aaron Harang tonight. He went 2 innings, allowed 1 hit. Did not allow a run. He struck out 6 batters and walked just 1. Chopper up the middle, shortstop Burke. Bare hand, showing off a bit, throwing low, scoop by LaRoche for the putout, 6-3. Chris Burke, a smooth fielding shortstop with a bare hand, threw low, but LaRoche was able to keep his foot on the bag. Well, the Jasper Reds fans may be a bit feisty. They weren't happy with that call. They thought he pulled his foot. I don't think there's replay in Bluegrass World Series. No challenges. At least let's hope not. So a pair of ground outs. Here is Caleb Eater, the third baseman. Matthews works from the stretch despite anybody being on, and he pumps home a strike on the outside corner. So Harang records 6 outs, all strikeouts, and he finishes the evening punching out the last 5 he faced. 0-1 is the count on Caleb Eater. Base is empty, 2 away. The pitch is lined down the left field line and hooks just foul as Brett Tomko, the right-hander, loosening in the bullpen in left, snags that foul ball and flips it into the crowd. Eater has flew out to left. He's also struck out looking, and he takes out of the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One-two offering. Over but low, 2-2. Matthews in his repertoire had a sinker, four-seam fastball, slider, and splitter when he pitched professionally. Fastball was sitting, averaging right around 93, 94, and today he's sitting upper 80s. That one at 88, it catches the outside corner, and Caleb Eater gets his ring up for his second straight AB. He's now 0 for 3, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Matthews. Bottom half of the 6th inning, all Stars so far tonight. They lead it 4-0. Left-hander Chris Weisheit is on the mound now from Northeast DuBois High School. And he will face the left-hander in Adam LaRoche. He's been on base both times tonight. He walked in the second, doubled and scored in the fourth inning. The first pitch from Weisheit to LaRoche is way outside, ball one. Nick Gobert is finished. He went 1 1/3. No runs, no hits. He struck out a batter. That was Johnny Damon ending the fourth inning. It was his first batter he faced. The 1-0 pitch, slow breaking ball at 65 miles per hour, way out of the zone, 2-0. Two-0 pitch. Bounces in the dirt, 3 balls and no strikes. Well, an intriguing time across the Major League Baseball news timeline. A lot of trades have been happening the last couple of days. The deadline is tomorrow, it being July 31st. And a 4-pitch walk here to Adam LaRoche. He's on base for the third time tonight. A pair of walks and a double. A lot of players paying attention to all the news that is stirring up, all the trade rumors, and really reaches its peak tomorrow. But a lot of the moves have been made the last couple of days. Yankees just acquired a new starting pitcher. They got Lance Lynn, the right-hander from Minnesota. Lynn was in his first season with the Twins after pitching for the Cardinals. That trade just happened a little bit ago. Here's a strike from the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Leadoff walk to LaRoche on 4 pitches. And Weisheit from the stretch delivers inside. 2 balls and a strike. That one at 64 miles per hour. Kelly Johnson had to keep on waiting and waiting and waiting for that one to get to home plate. The pitch. That one at 68 at the top part of the strike zone. The count's even 2-2. We'll take you through some of the big league scores here in just a second, and also there'll be another trade news that might come across tonight. And there is a slow breaking ball, and Johnson could not wait any longer. He was way out in front. That's the first out here in the 6th. Everything this left-hander Weisheit has thrown has been in the 60s. So Kelly Johnson 0 for 3, and it brings in Chris Burke, the shortstop, who has been showing off the leather a bit out of the shortstop area. Pitch to him. It's hit out toward right center field. On comes Franz. He can't make the catch as he fields it on a hop and fires back in quickly, holding Adam LaRoche at second base. So a walk and a single with a strikeout wedged between the walk and the single. And 2 on and 1 out for Mark Tien, the third baseman. Tien has walked and scored. He's also struck out. But some scores for you. Red Sox and Phillies tied at 1, bottom 5. Marlins and Braves knotted in a 2-2 tie, bottom 3rd in Atlanta. Cardinals and Rockies, top 2, no score in St. Louis. Runner goes toward third. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Both runners move up on the double steal. LaRoche to third, Burke to second. Hey, why not? Takes a day and a half almost for Weisheit to get the ball to home plate. I haven't seen him throw a pitch above 68 miles per hour yet. So LaRoche swipes third, and Burke moves up to second. A chance for Tehan to drive in a couple more. Swing and a miss. 0-2. In Minnesota, the Indians and the Twins are tied at 1, bottom 2. And some games to get underway later tonight. Rangers at the Diamondbacks, Blue Jays at the A's, Padres host the Giants, and the Brewers are at the Dodgers. Also in Seattle, the Mariners play host to the Astros. The 0-2 pitch, low and away, 1-2. This is the time of the year that you could say the scoreboard watching somewhat begins. Normally they say after the All-Star break they'll start to peek at what other clubs are doing. especially news heavy with a deadline tomorrow trade-wise. 4-0 our score, bottom of the 6th inning. Stars leading the Reds with second and third, one out. The pitch to Tehan. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out. 66 miles per hour on that delivery from Weishaupt. He has struck out Johnson, and now he's struck out Tehan. And we'll get a pinch hitter for Corky Miller, as John Buck will pinch hit for Miller. Corky finishes the night going 1 for 2 and capped it off with a 2-run blast to left in the 4th inning. So here is John Buck. He played 11 years in the big leagues, was an all-star once. That was in 2010 with Toronto. The pitch from Weishaupt. Swing and a miss. Had him out in front. 0-1. Buck was initially drafted by the Astros back in the '98 amateur draft. And he was signed to a minor league contract in June of that year. Early known for his defensive ability as he rolls one left side. Third baseman Eater gobbles it up, throws low, but it's picked by the first baseman. That is Garrett Camp for out number 3. So Weishaupt, the soft tossing left-hander, allows a walk and a single in the inning, but he strikes out 2 and then gets Buck to roll out to third. After 6, it's the Stars 4, the Reds 0. This is the Bluegrass World Series from Louisville, Kentucky. Top of 7, the Jasper Reds try to get something going against the Louisville Stars pitching staff. So far, goose eggs up across the line score and the run column for the Reds. It's been Marquis, then Harang, Matthews for an inning. And now it's Brett Tomko, a 45-year-old right-hander. He rocks and he fires. Foul tip into the catcher's mitt. Strike 1. Garrett Camp, Lane Kirkland, and Lawan Rollins, 4, 5, and 6 up for Jasper here in the inning. Had some chances to score early against Marquis, but could not do it. Ground ball softly hit. The smooth fielding Chris Burke on the run throws out Garrett Camp for the first out. here in the 7th. 6-3 on the putout. And here is Lane Kirkland, the second baseman. Potomko, as I mentioned, 45 years of age, made his major league debut in 1997 for the Cincinnati Reds. And he made his last major league appearance in 2011 with the Texas Rangers, and he played for a handful of teams. Ground ball, left side, short hop. The third baseman, Tehan, throws low, but again, LaRoche is able to dig it out of the dirt. 2 quick outs here in the 7th for Brett Tomko. But Tomko, he started his career with the Reds for 3 years from 97 to 99. Then he went to, get your pen ready, Mariners, Padres, Cardinals, Giants, Dodgers, back to the Padres, then to the Royals, back to the Padres, Yankees, Athletics, and Rangers. So he saw his fair share of major league cities as far as where he got to live. Pitched in 397 games and was 101.03 with a 4.65 ERA. Pitch is low, 2 balls and no strikes. Two and one now on Lawan Rollins. Reds have not had a base runner ever since the 4th inning, which was a 1-out walk to Garrett Camp. And right on cue, Rollins shoots it past the first base bag toward the corner. Rollins trying for 2. The throw into second. Goodbye. Rick Ankiel, known for his arm, slings one into second, and Rollins was nailed at second base. Ankiel, the former pitcher, turned into an outfielder, shows off that arm, and that brings back a couple of memories. If you remember those 2 throws he made in Colorado when he was with St. Louis, throwing from dead straightaway center field, and he got to show off his arm there, and that got quite the ovation from the crowd here at Louisville Slugger Field. We go to the bottom half of the 7th, 4-0 Stars. They lead the Reds in the Bluegrass World Series. Bottom of the 7th inning, still 4-0 Stars. The first pitch is grounded softly up the middle, deflects off the pitcher's glove, and the shortstop Weidenbender comes in and takes care of Matt Diaz, batting for the first time tonight. That one goes 1-6-3 for the putout. And it'll bring in Rick Ankiel, and for the final out of the 7th, Rollins singled to right. Ankiel came up and nailed him at second base with an absolute missile on the right field line. He put it right on the money. Ankiel takes inside, ball 1. Remember, Ankiel started his career as a pitcher with the Cardinals. Ankiel hits it off the end of the bat, shallow center field. On comes Franz, and he puts up the glove. He makes the catch for out number 2. He's a pitcher with the Cardinals from '99 until 2001. Then he lost his ability to throw strikes consistently. After trying to regain his pitching form in the minor leagues, he returned to the majors in 2004 and switched to the outfield in early 2005. Ankiel went a couple years in the outfield with the Cardinals, hit 47 home runs between 2 seasons, but that throw from right reminded me of a couple throws he made in St. Louis, mentioned before the break. His highlight throws from dead straightaway center field in Colorado at Coors Field. You know how that center field really jets out about 420 feet in dead straightaway center, and he was up against the wall, threw it on a line to third baseman Troy Glaus twice, and nailed down a couple of runners. Some of the more impressive throws you'll see in baseball, period. Jason Worth, the batter, bases empty, 2 outs. He takes a strike on the corner, and the count is even 1-1. Worth tonight, he is lined out to right, singled up the middle in the 3rd, and then he flew out the left in the 5th. The 1-1. Worth out in front, pops it up, out towards shallow center field. The shortstop Weidenbender calls for it, and he has it. Good work from the soft tossing left-hander Chris Weishaupt. He sits down the Stars in order in the 7th and through 7. It's 4-0 Louisville in the Bluegrass World Series. Top of 8, and the Stars pitching staff still tossing a shutout to this point. And they bring on another new pitcher in Joe Beimel. Beimel takes over after Brett Tomko worked a quick scoreless top of the 7th inning. And so Beimel will face Brandon Jackson, the DH. First pitch to him is hit sharply to the new shortstop, Paul Yanis. The ball will find you, and Yanis takes care of Brandon Jackson. 1 pitch and 1 out. So that is one of the changes. Yanis at short. Jason Repko is a new center fielder taking over for Jason Worth. So we'll reset the Stars defensive lineup for you. Matt Diaz in left, Jason Repko in center, Rick Ankiel in right. Third base is Mark Tien. The shortstop is Paul Yanis. Kelly Johnson at second, Adam LaRoche at first. John Buck doing the catching. And there's a strike to Noah Lubahusen, the left fielder. Lubahusen made a fantastic leaping grab early in the ballgame up against the wall. Took extra bases away from Jason Worth. As Beimel winds and he fires. This one slap foul, right side, 0-2. Heath Bell starts to loosen, and the Stars pin down the left field line. Beimel, 41 years of age, from St. Mary's, Pennsylvania. Debuted with the Pirates back in 2001 and last pitched in 2015 with the Seattle Mariners. Left-hander rocks and he fires. Foul tip into the catcher's mitt. Buck hangs on for out number 2. It's the second time Lubehusen has struck out tonight. He is 1 for 3. That brings in Eli Canoost. Canoost batting for the first time tonight. Takes outside ball 1. Beimel over his career tallied a 29-34 record, ERA just north of 4. The 1-0 pitch outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Beimel stands 6'3" on that mound. Upstairs 3-0. Only base runner that the Reds have had since a 1-out walk to Garrett Camp back in the 4th was a single by Rollins, and it turned out not to be a base runner because he was out at second base on a strong throw from Rick Ankiel in right. 3 balls, no strikes to Canoost, the catcher. Ball 4. That's a 4-pitch walk. And that sends us back to the top of the order, and Devin Franz, the center fielder, as he will bat for the 4th time tonight, or will he? Looks like we'll have a pinch hitter for him. And it's Colin Smith, the new batter. We were keeping you posted on how the Louisville Bats were doing tonight. Some people listening maybe throughout the stadium, but Louisville began a road trip in Toledo this evening, and they trail 5-2, top of the 7th. Bats have won 11 of their last 13. Out to come from behind tonight. Man at first, 2 outs. Smith, the batter. He hits one foul down the left field line. Count is even, a ball and a strike. Our next broadcast here on the YouTube stream for the Bluegrass World Series will come your way Wednesday evening. 7 Eastern first pitch. Stars against the Hattiesburg Black Sox. Black Sox played the first ball game today at 3:30. Here's the 1-1. Inside corner, strike is called, 1-2. There are games tomorrow at 3:30 and 7. Invite you to come out for all of it, but if you're out here from 5:30 to 8:30, it's a $2 beer happy hour. Also, USA Cares Military Appreciation Night. From the belt, Beimel delivers inside, 2-2. Then on a Wednesday for the next Stars game, make sure you're one of the first 2,000 to enter Louisville Slugger Field. And if you are, you will receive a Chipper Jones poster, as the promotion that night is the Chipper Jones Hall of Fame game. The 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. He strikes out the pinch hitter Colin Smith and strands a base runner at first base after a 2-out walk. Bottom of the 8th inning here at Louisville Slugger Field. It's 4-0 Stars. The Stars bat in the bottom half of the 8th inning. New pitcher is Ben Lambert. He wears the number 23 from Washington, Indiana. And the pitch is lined out toward left center field off the bat of Nick Swisher. He takes a wide turnaround first. He'll cruise into second base as it's bobbled a bit out in center field, but would have been a double regardless. And Nick Swisher with a 2-hit night, a single back in the second, and now a double leading off the bottom of the 8th inning. Some more changes for the Reds defensively. Austin Ollis, played collegiately at IU, takes over third base. Mention the new pitcher being Ben Lambert. Davies went 3 2/3 as starter, then Gobert went an inning and a third. Weishaupt 2 scoreless innings, and now it's Ben Lambert. This one is in the dirt, gets away from the catcher. To the backstop it goes, and moving up to third base is Nick Swisher. Stars have scored all their runs off of the starter Davies, and it was a big 3-run fourth. It was highlighted by a 2-run shot from catcher Corky Miller. Mentioned in the top of the 8th inning that right-hander Heath Bell is loosening in the bullpen. Looks like we'll see him for the 9th. Former closer for San Diego. Would he rack up some saves out on the West Coast? Here's a 1-0 pitch. Strike called. Belt high on Adam LaRoche. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. LaRoche has had a good evening. He's been on base all 3 times. A pair of walks that came in the 2nd and the 6th. And then he doubled and scored in inning number 4. Infield comes in for Jasper. And the 1-1 pitch. Up and away, 2 balls and 1 strike. Strike is called, 2-2. Been touching it throughout the night about details with this Bluegrass World Series event. If you would like to read more or find out more information, you can visit the Bats website. Just search in Bluegrass World Series and take you some articles with some information about all the events. Ground ball, right side, diving stop by the second baseman. And a flip to first. That is Kirkland with a fine play that saves the run and keeps Swisher third base. So 4-3 on the put out. There's 1 away, and it'll bring in Kelly Johnson, the second baseman. Swing and a miss for Johnson. The count's 0-1. There are player autograph sessions. All player autograph session tickets must be purchased in addition to a game ticket. Player autograph sessions will occur following the conclusion of the game on the designated game date. So only 100 autographs per player will be available for purchase. Only 1 item per autograph ticket purchased will be permitted to be autographed. So session 1 on Wednesday, Chipper Jones, $100 for the Chipper Jones autograph signing. You will be provided with limited edition Chipper Jones Hall of Fame game poster. Due to contractual obligations, no other item will be permitted to get signed. Ground ball past the first baseman, down the right field line. It's an RBI single for Kelly Johnson. And Nick Swisher scores for the 2nd time tonight. It's 5-0 Stars here in the 8th. For Johnson, that is his first base knock of the evening, and it brings in shortstop Paul Yanish. To see him bat for the first time this evening. Chris Burke was the starting shortstop. Burke, a couple of RBIs, and also recorded a single. Ben Lambert, the right-hander, kicks and delivers. Pitch misses away. 1 ball and no strikes. Giannis, 35 years of age, from Houston, Texas. Stands deep in the box with a slightly open stance. Made his debut with the Reds in 2008. The 1-0, swing and a miss. And then his last MLB appearance came on July 6th of last season. He was in Baltimore playing for the Orioles. Career hitter, .212 average, 7 home runs, and drove in 87. Played with the Reds from 08 to 11, the Braves from 2012 to 2013, and then the Orioles for his final couple of years from 2015 through 2017. Giannis is currently an assistant coach with the Rice Owls baseball team in Conference USA. That's where he played college baseball as well. 2-1. Giannis swings and misses, and the count's even 2-2. Played for Rice University in 2002. He appeared in 61 games at shortstop, hit .299 and an 0-3. The Rice squad won the College World Series as Giannis played 68 games that year. His best year with Rice came in 2004 when he hit .345. Count is full now and 3-2 on Paul Giannis. Lambert, the 4th pitcher of the night for Jasper. And his payoff pitch. Giannis whacks one foul down the left field line. Stays alive, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Another payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. He walked Giannis, so Johnson will move up to second base. And there's 2 on and 1 out.
Third baseman, Mark Teahead.
Mark Teahen digs in. He's batting for the 4th time this evening. Walked and scored in the 4th, and he struck out his other 2 plate appearances. That was in the 6th and also in the 2nd inning. Had a couple double plays turned tonight. Lambert would like to get a ground ball here and get out of this inning without any more damage being done. Here's a pop-up. Back behind home plate, up and over the netting. And it's 0-2 on Mark Teahen. The catcher, John Buck, waits on deck. Looks like we'll see Heath Bell in the top of the 9th inning. Won't be a save opportunity, but he led the National League in saves in 2009 when he was with San Diego. Here's a ball driven out toward left center field. On the run is the left fielder, Lubahusen. He makes the catch. Fires quickly back into the infield as the runners scamper back, and there's 2 away. So 2 outs, and here's John Buck. But we'll dive into all the Heath Bell numbers once he comes in the ball game in the next half inning. Well, for those watching that are interested in the Jasper Reds, they will play again Wednesday at 3:30. And then again on Friday at 3:30. Here's the catcher, John Buck. He's batting for the second time tonight. Came on after Corky Miller got a couple of plate appearances. Miller grounded out and hit a 2-run home run. John Buck, his first time up, bounced out to third. There's a strike at the outside corner, 0-1. Buck, 11 years in the big leagues with 7 teams. Average of .234, but and he was really regarded for his defensive ability. That All-Star year in 2010 with Toronto. The 1-strike pitch. High fly ball deep out toward left center field, giving chase to the center fielder and running onto the warning track and making the catch for out number 3. Looks like Lawan Rollins. He was in right earlier, then moved to center and made a nice catch out toward deep left center field. The Stars pick up another run. We head to the 9th inning. It's 5-0 Louisville. This is a Bluegrass World Series from downtown Louisville. Heath Bell's into the ball game to try to get the final 3 outs of the evening here in day 1 of the Bluegrass World Series. Now have a left-handed second baseman, Nick Swisher. He takes over after he DH'd throughout the evening, but he'll play the field now as Heath Bell, the longtime Padres closer, toes the rubber, and his first pitch is up and inside. That went at 90 miles per hour. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, Heath Bell's known for his sprints. Well, he's known for more than this, but one of the things he's known for is his sprints out of the bullpen. And he put that on display here at Louisville Slugger Field. If you remember, he was a 3-time All-Star from 2009 through 2011. And one of the All-Star events, he decided to slide in right behind the pitcher's mound, and he did that tonight as well. The 1-1 is swing and a miss. And the count is 1-2. Zach Sheed, the batter, hitting for the first time tonight. And the 1-2 from Bell. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, they said he did. And that is out number 1 here in the 9th inning. But Heath Bell, 40-year-old right-hander. He's from Oceanside, California. Last pitch in the majors in 2014 when he was with the Tampa Bay Rays. But like I said, his prime years were with San Diego from 2007 through 2011. He was the NL saves leader in 09, where he racked up 42 saves. And he turned around in 2010 tallied 47. And then in 2011, 43 more. Mets, Padres, Marlins, Diamondbacks, and Rays. There's a foul ball right side. Austin Ollis, the batter. And he's behind the count, 0-2. Ollis came into the ball game late, taking over for the third baseman, Caleb Eater. 5-0 Stars as they lead the Reds. 2 outs away from a victory. The Stars scored a run in the second, 3 in the fourth, and 1 more in the eighth. Ollis behind the count, 0-2, and he strikes out looking. Baby. 91 on that fastball from Heath Bell. That is back-to-back strikeouts. And he has a chance to strike out the side and finish this one in style. And it's Trevor Croft, the pinch hitter. The pitch from Heath Bell is a swing and a foul back behind home plate. That one at 90 miles per hour from Heath Bell, 0-1. Trevor Croft just wrapped up his high school career with the Jasper Wildcats and now getting to face Heath Bell, the hard-throwing right-hander. Base is empty, 2 away here in the ninth. The 1-strike pitch. Sharp slider on the outside corner, 0-2. That one at 78 from Bell. And he's 1 strike away from fanning the side here in the ninth. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He strikes him out on 90-mile-an-hour fastball. And the Stars win their first game here in the Bluegrass World Series by a final score of 5-0. So the Stars combine staff with a shutout. It started with Jason Markey, then it went to Aaron Harang, Ryan Matthews, Brett Tomko, Joe Beimel, and then Heath Bell slams the door with 3 strikeouts in the top of the 9th inning. Some other highlights in the ball game: pair of RBIs for Chris Burke on 2 groundouts. That was how the first 2 runs scored in the ball game. And for most of the fans probably in attendance, at least the Louisville natives, the Corky Miller 2-run shot out toward left field made it 4-0 Stars in the fourth. They tacked on another run in the bottom half of the 8th inning. RBI single from Kelly Johnson. So fun day number 1 here at the Bluegrass World Series. They'll do it again tomorrow. Again, the Stars will not play tomorrow. There are games, though, 3:30 and 7 o'clock. The Stars will be back in action Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, taking on the Hattiesburg Black Sox. That'll also be our next broadcast here on this YouTube stream. So hope you can tune back in on Wednesday night to watch game number 2 as the Stars will take on the Hattiesburg Black Sox. Good crowd out here on the first day of the Bluegrass World Series. Hopefully it will continue to grow into the oncoming days. And we appreciate you tuning in online, and also for those that caught some of the broadcasts throughout the concourse and stadium. Thanks for coming out to Louisville Slugger Field tonight. Again, the final score this evening was the Louisville Stars 5, the Jasper Reds 0. I'm Jevin Revin signing off from downtown Louisville, Kentucky, in the Bluegrass World Series.